Hello, I hope you are doing well today. This is the recap session for those who missed the live learning session, and equally important for even those who attended the class because I'll be using different examples from the one that we discussed during the live learning session. So, yesterday we were trying to get started with Python. Since the other two sessions, we were trying to understand software development. But from yesterday, we started running the Python program, seeing how they are run, and learn a few things. So once again, if this is your first time or this is the first video you are watching, remember there are other two videos that will help you to get started and to understand the big picture of what we'll be doing, what software development entails, the software development life cycle or the steps that we take as we build softwares. So I'll still request you to check in the description for this video for the last two videos that we discussed in the live learning sessions. Both of them are the recap sessions. We've not been recording the live sessions. Maybe we'll consider that in future. So make sure you look for those videos, watch them, so that as you start programming, you will not find it difficult to understand and you will not get stuck on the way. So yesterday, as you saw in our poster, we wanted to see how we run Python programs or scripts, and wanted to understand something to do with data types. And also, we wanted to build a student registration system ourselves. So this one we did, yes, we did build together with those who are in class the simplified version which we will be building on. But for today, I'm not going to build this one because I just wanted to help those who attended the class so that I'll not be repeating things so that they can benefit from this session. We are going to be building a voting system whereby we were voting for the best artist, as you can remember in our last session. So that is what I will do in this session. But for the student registration, make sure you attend our live learning session next week because we will start from where we stopped. We may use the first few minutes to get started if you are not there in our last session. So once again, welcome. And this is what we were discussing. This is what we were discussing with those who attended the session. As you can see, we were trying to run the scripts, as you can see in the poster, and something to do with data types. But we introduced something to do with variables in the live learning session. So we'll start with this one, and we were running the Python scripts using the Google Colab. So just to tell you something about Google Colab, Google Colab it is a it is a library or a space that Google has provided for us so that we can do the programming there. Like you are given a virtual device or a virtual computer that you can write your programs there. So the reason why we chose this one it is because not all the people who are attending the session have access to computers. So Google Colab, with Google Colab, you can run the programs even in your mobile device. So for those who want to use their computers, I will show you maybe in a separate video or in our next live learning class how to run the Python programs in your computer. Remember, I had shared a video that will help you to install, configure Python in your computer. But for this session, we were using Google Colab. So just go to your browser and search for Google Colab. And you find this one, the first one is the link to the Google Colab website. So you just click here. So just click there. And once you are here, you are going to open a new notebook either from here or from here. So they have a blog whereby they are explaining all about Google Colab. In your free time, you can read more about this. But for us, just click on a new notebook, and it will bring you here to a new page. Give it a few minutes to load, few seconds, depending with your net. Is creating a notebook for you that you'll be using to run the codes. And here is it. You can change the background if you want a black background and all that. But for now, we'll just use this one. For those who attended the live session, we were using the one with dark theme. So we will just use this one for this one. So the first thing, once you land in this page, you have created a notebook. You can give it a name. Let's say first Python program. That is the name for the notebook. And this is where we write the codes. Don't worry about this as we go along, as we learn, we'll be getting to know what all these are about. For now, just concentrate in this part. So once you are in this website, you will have to connect. You remember in our last session, we were talking about connecting client server, like we are requesting a service from the Google servers. We want to use a given service, or we want to get access to our virtual device. So for us to do that, you'll connect. So once you connect, it will communicate to the server and you are allocated some resources. So just click here, give it a few seconds to connect. As you can see, it is connecting. So depending on your network, it may be fast or slower. Once it is connected, you will see connected, and this is the resources that you are allocated. Like you have been given your own computer with a 12 GB RAM and 107 space in the disk. So this is enough for us to learn. In case you want to use more than this, you'll have to pay some fee. But for us, throughout our learning, this will be enough for us to use. So you are good to go. Once it is connected, you are good to go. See, this is where we are writing the code. So, and the first thing, every time we are learning a programming language, not only Python, we'll want to print a message. We'll want to print a message or to tell, maybe you want to tell the world that we are learning Python. So in Python, we are using to send a message. For example, you are sending a message to someone on WhatsApp, they will receive a given message. So I want to see how we go about that. But for now, because we are starting, instead of sending that message to WhatsApp, we want to send it we want to see it ourselves, how message will have been sent. So we use print statement like that. So we use print. It is a function. It is a function. So whatever we write here, it will be printed. It will be printed to. We will see the result ourselves here. Let me zoom so that you can see it well. So we are printing something. For now, I'm to tell someone maybe hello. So this is the message that we are printing, and for us to run the program, we'll click this play button here. So you just click that play button and the program here will run. So as you can see, hello. As you can see, hello. So for you to you can still delete this one and write another message, but I want us to get another row, to get another row to leave this one, so maybe so that we can later come and see maybe what we wrote. So you will click here this plus button having the code, not this one. There are two buttons here, so you click this one, the plus button for code, and as you can, when you over that one, it will tell you that you are inserting the code cell. So you, and as you can see that shortcut there, you can control M and B. So once you click that one, you have another row or another cell where you can write the code, where you can write the code. So I wanted to tell someone that we have started learning Python. Remember, we are using print statement. We are using print statement. Uh, so everything inside here will be printed out. And remember, we are writing whatever we want it to be printed inside the double quotes. Inside the double quotes. So maybe hello, hello Mark. They have started learning. I've started learning Python. So this message here will be printed out. Or rather, if you were to send this message maybe over WhatsApp, this is the message that the other person will receive. But once we get to that part, maybe where we are connecting with the APIs, you will see how that happens. But for now, you just click there to run the code, and hello Mark, I have started learning Python. Maybe you want to invite a friend for lunch. So remember, we are using print. So print, hey there, please, you are invited for lunch, dash dash. So whatever you write here, sorry for that. So whatever you write here will be printed. So you just click here to run, and they go to run. Hey there, please, you are invited for lunch. And let me zoom so that you can see what we've been doing. So we wrote a law. Uh, we told Mark that we've started learning Python. We are all coming someone for lunch. And let me add another line. I want to tell someone that I like programming with Python. So I like programming with Python. Maybe my hobby. What is your hobby? I like programming with Python. Remember, we are writing everything inside the print statement. So I I like programming with I like programming with Python. And you hit this play button to run, and you can see I like programming with Python. But as you can see here, there is a problem. Maybe I want to tell three people, maybe three different friends, that I like to program with Python as my hobby. So a friend asked me, "What is your hobby?" So this one I'm telling John. I'm telling John. So this message here, will go to John. I like programming with Python. Maybe this one is going to Alice. I like programming with Python. And this one is going to the last person. Maybe this one is going to Bob. And we're writing. Uh, I like programming with Python. So let us run and see what we got. But this, so yes, so John will receive this message. I like programming with Python. Yes, well and good. We come to Alice. I like programming with Python. We come to Bob. I like programming with Python. But there is an issue here. As you can see, the last statement, the message going to Bob. I forgot, and I wrote a small I. I like programming with Python. So chances are, if I was to write this message to 1,000 people, somewhere maybe I'll mess here. I like programming with Python. Maybe I'll write here. I like programming with Python. Maybe I forget something, and the more you do that, you are prone to making errors. But what if we tell the computer? What if we tell the computer somewhere in the computer, we tell the computer to always know my OP, to know that my OP is programming with Python, so that every time I need to send a message to someone, I'll not be writing the same message. I'll just write a message and say, hey, tell this person my OP, and from that value they'll just know that my OP is maybe programming with Python. That will make much sense than repeating these ones, and that is where variables comes in. That is where variables comes in. Variables are used to tell the computer to store it somewhere, to store a given value somewhere. Maybe my OP is somewhere in the computer. That I like programming with Python, so that every time I'm supposed to tell someone about my OP, I'll just tell the computer, hey, give Alex my OP, uh, tell Sarah my OP, and it will be the same message without the errors as you've seen here. So that is where variables come in, and I want us to see. Let us have another cell, and let's say my OP. Sorry. So my OP is my sorry. So my OP is I like. Remember, we are writing the double quotes. I like programming with Python. So by doing that, this is a variable. This is a variable that will have a given value. For this one, the value for this variable is I like programming with Python. So the computer will be able to know and keep it somewhere that Noel loves programming with Python. That is my OP. So that every time I want to give to inform someone about my OP, I'll just uh, I'll just tell them, hey, this is my OP without necessarily writing as we did here. So if I want to send a message to John, Alice, and Bob, as we did here, I'll just come here and say, so instead of saying, hey, I like programming with Python, I'll just print, oh, I'll just print hobby. Remember here we are not enclosing this one in the double quotes, because if we do that it will be a different message that we are printing the variable. So I'll tell John, hey, this is my hobby. Then instead of writing this one also for Alice, I'll just tell Alice this is my hobby. Instead of writing all this for Bob, I'll just say this is my hobby. And once you run this program, we get exactly the same message. Each and every person here will receive the same message. The reason is we have used a variable. We have used a variable here. We have stored the value of our hobby somewhere in the computer. So the computer knows that our hobby is programming with Python. So irrespective of the person that we are sending, we are not repeating all this. Just imagine if it was a greetings message. Let's say I want to appreciate all of you for subscribing to our channel and for watching this video. So for me to do that, uh, I will optionally write a message like this one. Let me copy this one. So I will optionally write a message. Let's say hello, uh, hello, maybe hello. I am thankful. I'm thankful for subscribing and following our channel. So please make sure you attend our next live learning session. So as you can see, it is a very long message that I want to send it to all of you for watching this video. And for me, if I am to do this manually, I'll write to each and everyone, maybe send over email, send the same message. And remember, we are so many. We are so many in this channel, and even in the live session. So I love maybe writing to Mercy, maybe writing to Alex, maybe writing to Jane, and so forth. So as you can see, there is a lot of repetition. There is a lot of repetition. If I am to write all this, chances are that I'll either make a mistake, I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting the resources doing all that. Just imagine if I was to maybe send a video, a small video of our last recorded session. So I'm to write this message, attach a video, and that becomes not only boring but prone to mistakes. But instead of doing that, okay, once you run this, all of them will receive that message, as you can see here. But instead of doing all this, why don't we just keep the greetings message in a variable and send that same message to all of them like this? I want you to compare the two of them. Let me have another cell here. So here I'll say this is the greetings message. This is the greetings message, and the message is, let me copy this one. So, and the message is, that is the message. So instead of writing all this, I'll just say for John, you give you give John the greetings message. Same goes to Alice. Same goes to Bob. Same goes to Bob, Marcy, Alex, Alex. So for me, I will achieve what I will have the all of this by just having this message somewhere, telling the computer to always know that this is the greetings message that we want to send, and maybe to know the information about people we are sending and send the same message. So once you print, as you can see, it is the same as this one, but this is more efficient. Just imagine if we realize that maybe we want to tell people that our next live learning session we change the date for our learning session, or the day from Saturday maybe to Wednesday. So for me to do that, if I was writing the message to individuals without having a variable, I will have to come back to every of these and say, please make sure you attend our live learning session and know that our session has been changed. The day has been changed from Saturday to Wednesday. Then I'm done with John. I come to Alice. I edit this one also. I come to Bob. I do the same. I come to Mazi, the same. Deal Jane. But if we add a variable, I'll just change it there. I'll just change it there. Maybe not that that we have changed the date, or the we have changed the date. So just by changing just this line here, every other person will receive the message that we have changed the day without manually writing the message to all of them. As you can see, note that we have changed the date. But if we are to do here, we'll have to change every one of them. Just imagine if we have 1,000 users. What will happen? It will be tiresome, it will be boring, you'll make a lot of mistakes, and it will not be much efficient. So that is the power of variables in Python, and we said that we are going to see this one in detail next in the next live learning session. So make sure you attend that one, whereby we talk more about variables and how to name them. So just for example, if I want to send the message to Jane, and I say that this is the greetings message, as you can see, it is highlighted. Once we run this one, it will give us an error. And the error is Python does not know this one, because this one is in small letters or lowercase, and this one is in uppercase. And Python will treat both of these as different variables. So we will see more about that in our next session. So don't worry about that. We'll look into that in our next session. So that is it about variables that we discussed. And remember, we were to see something about the data types. So data types, we have different data types. Just for example, when we are naming people and maybe places, we have people, we have numbers, maybe we have Okay, we have numbers, we have places, we have people, and we name them differently. So just like in Python, Python has a way of has different data types that we can use. For example, everything that we have been doing here, writing here and declaring the variables, hey there, you are invited for lunch. This is a string data type. We are we are giving a string. If someone was to say that that maybe they like that they program, maybe how many times do you program with Python, and someone will have said maybe times maybe they do it 4 times in a week. So that will be a different data type. So for now and for last session we were talking about strings. So everything that is enclosed in double quotes, as you can see, this enclosed in double quotes, enclosed in within the double quotes, these are strings. This is one of the data types that we have in Python. Anything that is enclosed in double quotes, it is a string. So just note that everything that is enclosed in double quotes, it is a string. It is a string data type. It is a string data type. So even this one, this is a string, and the ones that we were seeing, yesterday, they are just strings. They are just strings. So we have other data types that we'll talk about them from next week, and we'll also learn more about strings next week. But I just wanted you to note that string is one of the data types in Python. String is one of the data types in Python, and we'll talk more about this. So I just want you to think about this, or what do you think we will get if I say that I want to print maybe that is it for today. What do you think we'll get? Just pause the video and think about it. Okay, so if we run this one, we'll have an error. We'll have an error. If we run this one, we'll get an error, and the error is we are told that in line 1. So every time there is an error in your program, Python will give you further information on how to find out where the error is, and possibly that will help you to solve that error. So it is telling us that it is in line 1 because we only have one line here, of course. But if you see the other one, the one that you are writing here, we had many lines. So if we make a mistake, it will tell us that this is a specific line of code where the problem is. So that if you have a code of 100 lines, you will not struggle. You just know maybe in line 87 there is an issue. And the issue here is, I just want you to note, maybe as you practice, you may come across this issue if you write print statement in uppercase. So print statement is in lowercase, and this is part of what we call the keywords for Python that we will see as we continue with our sessions going further. So just note that print statement is in small letters, all of it. And every time you make a mistake, maybe like that, you will see that it is highlighted here. But once you correct that one, the error is gone, and that is it for today. So before we end this session, I want just I told you that you are to build a project together. So this is what we built on our live learning session, and this is what we'll be doing in our next live learning session. But for today, I want just in a few minutes to maybe see how we can build a voting system. So if you can remember in our last session, we were asking someone the name, the program that I had written. It was asking someone the name, the age, and if they were 18 years and above, they were allowed to vote. But for today, I just want us to think about voting system. If we want to build this system whereby we are voting for singers. Going back to our last session, going back to our last session, uh, just a moment. Going back to our last session, going back to our last session. This one, the first one, we were. These were the software development steps. And the first one was planning. We went to designing. We saw what all that was about coding, testing, and all the way to maintenance. So if we want to build the voting system that we were talking about, we need to ask ourselves, maybe we make some notes. We are making some notes. We are making some notes. Uh, we are making some notes. What do we need? What do we need? Maybe we'll need maybe about the singers. Maybe we need to have their names, and maybe their songs, maybe their songs, maybe the number of songs, maybe the year of release for those songs, year of release for the songs. What else? What else do we need to know about the singers? Maybe where they come from, maybe where they come from, and maybe their phone numbers, so that maybe you can inform them that they have won. Maybe their email address and so forth. So what we are doing here, we are planning ahead of time. We know that we will be having singers. We know that we will be having singers, and we need the information about singers so that we once we tell someone to vote, they can know that I'm voting for this singer. They can maybe see a few songs, maybe they can see a few songs about them to know something about them before they decide that this is the singer that they are voting for. Once that is done, now what about the people who are voting? Remember, we have not exhausted this. We have not exhausted that one. We come to now the people that we want them to vote. So the voters now us, the one that we will be electing. Maybe we need to know the name as you were asking last time. Maybe we need to know the age. Maybe we need to know the country and others. So by doing this, we are planning. We are planning, as we said here, that you are supposed to do what? You are supposed to plan. You are supposed to plan before you do that one. So once we are satisfied that we have all the information that we need here, all the information that we need here, then we can go ahead and maybe code. So we can go ahead and code. And this notes here will be guiding us. This notes here will be guiding us as we continue that. Hey, once we are talking about singers, we need to know the name, we need to know the songs, the number of songs they have written, and all that. This will be guiding us. Somewhere in the program, we may realize, oh, for the fathers, we should have maybe we should have asked their email address so that maybe we send the results of the fourth. So that is, we'll come back here and replan again before and replan as we do. Remember, we said that this was an iterative process that we keep going back till we are satisfied. So once we are satisfied, we can go to the design part. We can go to the design part. We can go to the design part because this video is becoming long. So we want to end the session. So remember we are skipping something, but we are starting with that one next in the next session. So once we are satisfied, yes, that this is what we needed, so we can now start collecting information about maybe let's say about the photos for now. So remember we talked about variables. So I want us to consider the name and the country. Leave the age for the next session. We'll talk about it because we are talking about the string data types. So we'll need to know in our program what is the name. So we'll ask someone what is the name. So for now, let's say someone is called Noel, who want to vote, and what is the country? Sorry, it's the country, and we are saying that Noel is coming from Kenya, and we'll ask those other information. Remember, we are supposed to ask this one, like the other one. It was asking us, what is your name? What is your age? But for now, let's assume that my name is Noel, and I'm from Kenya. So every time I'm voting, maybe I vote this year, and also I come in again, I vote next year. I come in again, I vote the other time. I will not need to necessarily identify myself again and again because the system will already know that this is Noel from Kenya is voting. Maybe this time on I'm voting for a different person, but my name doesn't change. My country, maybe the country of birth doesn't change. Maybe the the ID number doesn't change. So that is the power of variables. So that once I come in next year and I log in, uh, I will see you. Maybe you've interacted with some websites. Once you log in, you'll find telling you maybe good morning Noel. So like they will know that my name is Noel. Maybe my country my country is my country is Kenya and all that. And they will also know the vote, the person that I voted for, maybe last edition and this edition, and so forth and so forth. So that is it. That is how we go about it. We declare some variables, and then we declare some variables that the computer will keep it somewhere, will know it somewhere that this information is about Noel and is voting for this kind of singer. So we'll continue from there. I want to end the session there. But if you have any question concerning what you've learned, just try it yourself. Try it with the singers because we talk about photos. Okay. So just try to go about what we discussed today, and I want you to try as we've done here. We've declared a variable. We have a variable for the name, for the country. Remember, these are folders, but I want you to concentrate on the singers. I want you to concentrate on this. To concentrate on this. I want you to concentrate on this. leave the rest for now. I want you to try and declare some variables, a singer, maybe a singer that we want to. So just try to have variables for singer, for singer name, for year of release, maybe of the first song for that case, maybe the country where the singer is coming from, and their email address. So just try to have those variables and print them out like we have printed out here that the country is Kenya. So try to print out. I want a list here that will have the name, the year of release, the country. So maybe it will print out that the singer is Nathaniel Bassey, the country is Nigeria, the maybe year of release of the first song, maybe it's 2009, for example, and maybe the email address is nathaniel@gmail.com. So I want you to try and print out that list after declaring those variables. And if you have any challenge or you get into an error, remember we are helping one another in our WhatsApp group, and the link to that group is in the description for this video. So make sure you join our WhatsApp group. That is where we help one another. That is why we share the links for the live learning session and any other information concerning our program and our learning. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for taking time to go through this. Please try this yourself at your own time. Make sure you run the codes yourself, because once you run it yourself, that is when you'll get to understand. So try to run them yourself. If you have any issue, please raise it in our group, and we will respond to it. Uh, Me or any other learners that we are learning together will be able to respond to that. And please make sure you attend the live learning session, because we are not sharing the same things that we shared on the live learning session, though we are thinking of recording our sessions. Otherwise, have a nice time, and God bless you.